Today we got Joey Films in the house. He's fellow videographer, cinematographer like myself. And thank you for being here, Joey. Appreciate it. Definitely here to learn, whatever style that you enjoy shooting, any tips, any, things that we could tell future brides to help them learn about to make their day easier, maybe other videographers' job easier. So, I've seen your work. You do amazing work. So
Thank you.
I decided to invite you over to kind of just share, just talk videography stuff, wedding stuff. I feel like I haven't seen too many channels out there that kind of touch on that topic too much. More of entrepreneur stuff and stuff like that. But like this channel is more going to be focused more on wedding events and videography and things like that. So I want to get started, Joey. I just basically know from what I seen on your Instagram and a little bit about you, but I haven't heard where it all started from you for video. Was it something that you childhood or something that kind of just accidentally fell into? How did it all happen for you?
So accidentally fell into is that sums it up.
Yeah.
So I've been a police officer for about 18 years. That's my primary job.
Yeah.
I'm going to work it out till
18 years.
Yeah.
So about what age?
21.
21. Wow. Straight out of so did you really, your teen years, you were very busy then. I mean, your 20s.
Yeah. Because as soon as I got out of high school, I got an associate's. I kind of worked my butt off to kind of stay out of trouble, because that's what gets a lot of guys in trouble, partying and doing too much stuff.
I agree.
You make mistakes. So if you're busy, you really don't have time to make a mistake.
Yeah, no, I agree. I wish, a little backstory on me is like before video and all that, I actually was pursuing a career in law enforcement and all that. I just got to a point where I kind of gave up on it, only for the fact that if somebody would have told me, hey, like you just need to work on this, that, and you'll get the job. But it's just for me, I didn't have no guidance. So it's kind of like I found something that I actually fell in love with. But, at one point I was on the same boat on pursuing a career in that as well. So.
Wow. Yeah, this is, I've met other cops that I was telling you earlier off camera.
Yeah.
We're talking about other cops that I know that shoot video. I know a couple. There's a couple here and there.
Oh, interesting.
There's some that are really good, some that suck. But,
That's a little bit of everything out there, right?
Yeah. It's a little bit of everything. But the way I fell into it, I had a captain that wanted to do some media for my station. I work in South LA.
Yeah.
And we do community outreach. And he wanted to capture it. So he wanted to do basically a monthly video and then also do things to capture our community outreach.
Yeah.
Because people don't know some of the stuff that we do, and it kind of humanizes us. People think we're just, robots and, doing things that, everyone has their misconceptions about the police department, and he kind of just wanted to put a feel to it. Like,
oh, okay. Where was this video going to be shared at?
So it was on YouTube.
Oh, it was for YouTube.
Yeah, it was for YouTube. The department I work for, they don't know where their right hand and their left hand are doing sometimes, because when I stopped doing it, I gave them all the passwords and they lost it. So I had their social media set up for my division, and they lost it. But that's kind of how I started. I just had I think I was a 5D Mark III. I was shooting photos with it.
Yeah.
And then I started doing video with it, and then I just kept going, and I stopped doing it because I got tired of doing it for the department. And I was just like, hey, I think I can do this.
Yeah. So did you like video more than you did photos?
You know what? I remember at my wedding, I had, back then it was Crow Media. Right now it's Nest Weddings. He did my wedding. Dude's really good. I was really impressed with his work. I was looking at what he was using, and I'm like, I could totally do that. Like,
yeah,
that seems like something I could do. Then when I started making videos, I started seeing like, dude, this is awesome. Like I like making it. I like making movies or videos, actually, just cutting videos. I got really into it, got sucked in, and I started noticing people were noticing me for it too. So that kind of helps, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It encourages you
Well,
to do more.
what program were you first using when you started editing?
The first program was iMovie, and then real quick I came into a wall, so I got a Final Cut Pro. So
okay. It's funny for me. Everybody says iMovie and all that, but for me, I just started straight into Premiere. I don't know how that happened. I think me prior to video, I was taking photos and some reason fell into Premiere Pro, and that's kind of how basically I started. People ask me, "Oh, what do you recommend for program starting?" It's almost like, "Oh, whoa, Premiere Pro is the only thing and beyond, that I know how to use iMovie and all that stuff." I'm sure it's pretty easy to learn, but it's kind of harder for me to recommend because I didn't completely use it myself.
I say with Final Cut's a little more user friendly.
Yeah.
Like they actually have graphics, you know what I mean, on the buttons and stuff. It's not like just straight up. It almost looks like code when you look at Premiere.
Premiere actually has improved a lot.
Yeah.
There was a lot of fallouts of people the fellow videographers that I'm tired of Premiere. I'm going to DaVinci Resolve or Final Cut, and they definitely have improved a lot. They have a lot of shortcuts for graphics and stuff like that. So definitely has made some improvements on the sense of user friendly.
Oh, okay, yeah. So basically, when I started doing the weddings, I did one and then did another, and then I started buying stuff and started noticing it was taking off. And I worked 3/12s at work, so I had enough time to do it.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Yeah, so
that sounds like a great schedule to kind of do it, because you have all these free days, and I'm sure that you're like, well, how can I keep myself busy? I imagine.
Yeah. So it didn't become a problem until I had kids. So the kids are now like, it's a priority. So I'm juggling. Like, I got the side eye when I was leaving the house today, man.
I imagine, I'm a new dad, so I'm on that same boat of learning as I go, and my time management is have to be more important, in the sense of timing everything that I do, how much I work, how much I spend with them. And so I'm new. I'm sure for you it's even more challenging, but hey, I'm sure it has its beautiful upsides for it too, as for all that.
Yeah.
When do you feel like was your breakthrough, in a sense, like that one? Do you feel like there's a key moment that your breakthrough, in the sense of like in the industry, obviously, where you like where you go, okay, I'm doing very well with this, and like you just maybe started investing more money or just more time, or
you know what, I just noticed there was a point where I noticed, I'm looking at my calendar, I'm like, dude, there's a lot of dots on here for weddings. Like if I'm going to want to start charging more, I'm going to have to start getting more stuff just to make it more professional. I mean, some people spend money just to spend money, but everything I try to buy is for utility. Like it's got to have a reason behind it. Like this has got to improve me or make things easier. Like I was telling you, I got the small rig tripod. I just want things to move faster, because one of the tripods I've had from the beginning, it's like I've already had 2 or 3 assistants get snapped by it. Like it snaps people's fingers, like it gets their skin. So like, and it's annoying to set up. So that one's getting retired. I'm replacing it with this one. I want to get that new Sackler, but it's like freaking $2,500.
Oh yeah, no, the thing, I tried it out at one of the expos. Man, it's badass. This one that I have right here is not that setup, but that one is, it's definitely a must-have. It's very expensive though. It's just,
I think I'm gonna get it, dude.
It's almost like you want to put just an Apple tag on just on that thing.
But hey, not everyone knows that these things are expensive. So like,
no, that's true.
Dudes on the street, they'll probably sell for $20.
In case anybody that doesn't know out there, Satcher's like the Bentley of tripods. Is like very, very nice. But
yeah, you'll see them on pro sets. I mean, they make stuff for mirrorless, but they make stuff all the way up to Arri Alexa.
Yeah, they do. I mean, mirrorless it's strong in the game now compared to what it was then. Now a small little camera like the ones we use is powerful. It can do really, really good work, and some of them already get used in Netflix movies and big production now. So technology has definitely changed a lot since then. Yeah,
it's opened things up. So I started basically kind of stealing some of the stuff from Crow Media or Nest Films.
Yeah.
So I liked he did like a little message, right? And then I started doing the interviews. I did that kind of on my own, the whole interview thing. I didn't get that from anyone, but I kind of wanted something to kind of lay out a story. So it lays out the story for the couple.
Yeah.
And then you kind of see where they came from, and then the pinnacle is the ceremony. So that's like the end, like not the end, but the start of their new life, and then the party right after.
Okay.
So that's kind of how I do it. I don't like doing. There's other people that go back and forth. You know, they'll go like, they'll have some shots of them in their dress and then cut back and forth and go from like the toasts and some other stuff. And I'm like, no, I go in order. I'm chronological.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I prefer doing chronological. Do a little bit of sound bites in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then cutting into the ceremony. Just try to make it. I like making it so. And my average film's like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So like I want people to feel like, oh, that was fast.
Yeah.
It's because they got pulled in. I want them to get pulled in and to think that, wow, that was so fast, because it just pulled them in. They forgot they were watching something.
Oh,
so.
okay. Yeah, no, for me it's I guess trying to relate to that is like almost a total opposite of that. Only for the fact there is times that I do it I can't even pronounce it right now, in order. There's times that I do it in order, but other times I just kind of like just get creative with it, mix it up a little bit. I like to have almost like I've seen some movies, they have like a little intro trailer and it goes in, in order from there. So it's almost like I just kind of try to change it up to just stand out a little bit compared to what I've seen out there. So
yeah.
No, and have you incorporated any type of AI to like your workflow already, or not yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
For the audio, cleaning up audio, the Enhance podcast or whatever. Like, I've had times where I forgot to turn the recorder on, so I had to pull the audio from the camera. Yeah. And it sounded.
Yeah,
great.
I've used it. I've heard of it. I heard of some of them, and they're really good on especially the ones that sound very echoey.
Oh yeah.
Some do a good job. I don't know which one you use, but I know I've used one that. The Behance, is that the one you use or no?
No, I used Adobe's. They're like, it basically learns your voice and redoes the whole thing.
Okay, see, so I haven't used one. I know there's one Behance, you just toss it in there, and it does a really good job. At times it doesn't. If the audio's not that good, it kind of just mumbles some of it. But other than that, I definitely need to try that one out.
If it's really bad, yeah, it's gonna mumble it. Cause like if the person's mumbling, what it does. The reason I found out that it learns your voice. Yeah. So my partner, like, so because I didn't have him in charge of I was always in charge of the interviews, because I knew like what I needed for the edit, because he's not editing. But I said, screw it, here, dude, do the interview. He takes the groom to like a loud ass room. It is loud, like you can hear people like dishes clanking, and I'm like, bro, like, did you monitor? Like, what is going on? Like, what did you think? I was upset. And then I took it to the Adobe Enhance, and you can hear. So he's talking off to the side, right? Yeah. The mic's up here, but he's up there, and he says something, and it sounds like the groom. So his voice got changed to the groom's voice.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Because the Enhance thought it was him talking at a lower rate, a lower volume. So it's cool. It's kind of crazy, but that's basically what it does.
Yeah. No, imagine that. That sounds really cool to do. It makes definitely a game changer. AI on a lot of these things. I know I use. There's one that I like using for, how music and clips, all the video clips, kind of help storytell, whether if it's in cuts and all that. So there's a program that I use that picks out all the points where the beat drops, all the little pinpoints, and it does it throughout the whole song. And all I do is drag the clips to all the endings, in and out points of all of them, and it cuts my work in half. So definitely.
Is that only for Adobe?
I'm not sure if it is. I think it could be for other programs.
What's it called?
But
drop the link.
Yeah, it's called. I have it. That's the reason I had my phone right here, because I figured that question was gonna come up. It is called beat detection, I think.
Beat detection. Okay. Because what I do usually.
Yeah, beat edit bundle. So, and does it have it for other programs? Premiere. I have to look at it. You probably have to send you the link. It might have it for other ones, but it definitely is a game changer in the sense when you're putting videos together. It just it puts all the in and out points for you, and all you do is drag, drop in, and drag them all. Yeah, easy, cool. And you're done. So it definitely has helped my, and also the one Essential Sounds. Well, I don't know. Obviously, I use Premiere, but there's one in Premiere called Essential Sounds. tab, and you basically, it allows you to change the duration of the song. For example, sometimes we have like a section where we only need a 2-minute song, a 1-minute song, and say the song is 4 minutes. It breaks it down for you and it puts it in 1 minute. That way you don't have to worry about
recutting it.
Because I used to cut it. So I used to previously, before all this stuff, I used to
Remix.
I used to cut the song where the same beat dropped maybe later in the song, and then cut all the way this way. So that's kind of what way I kind of did it manually.
And it doesn't always work.
And it doesn't. You're right.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's like that. That's the challenging part with doing that stuff. So sometimes it worked. Sometimes it didn't. Sometimes I had to scratch completely and just use a completely new song.
So I heard Premiere had something that inside Premiere that does that now.
The song, so it is. So it's that
part
one.
of Premiere,
So
yeah. Okay.
So it is part of Premiere.
Okay.
So yeah, I love that. And now they just doing so many things that I have not used all of them yet, but definitely a lot of new things. You know, so you've been in the industry how long now?
Like 8 years.
Oh man, that's a long time.
Yeah, it's just because it's a side hustle. Like at the beginning, I had maybe like the first year, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And then the second one, a couple here and there, and then it just started picking up. It picked up out of the blue. I don't even remember the point where it started picking up. I mean, I had one where I had like 25 weddings. That's a lot for having.
No, it is a lot.
Having a business too, like a business having a main job, like it was a pain.
Yeah. No, even for me, 30 weddings for me is already a lot. So I can only imagine 20. That's 5 less than. You know, so I mean, for me, I do weddings and commercials during the week, so that already keeps me busy. But so since you've been shooting events like 8 years, we all have these things that I'm like, damn, if the bride did this, or the groom, or if they planned this out better, like their wedding would be a lot more amazing. If there's like tips, that anything that comes into mind that you would think about that you could tell a future bride not to do or plan to do when it is that they decide to plan their wedding, with picking out a videographer or shooting their wedding, what comes to mind when you know want.
So for the day, like I always tell people, number 1, do not do anything yourself. You always have the people want to DIY a couple things. If you build it a week before, cool, but don't set it up. Someone else has to do it. Number 2, like they get ready at a hotel. People always want to do it at a home, like, oh, I want to do it at my house.
Yeah.
Then you got to scrub the house. The thing is, like, you might have a very nice house, but it turns into a shit show whenever the bride's getting prepped there.
Yeah.
And then we need places to hang dresses, do the shoes and all the other stuff. You might think it looks fine, but then we shoot like this. So if you have this little area that looks fine, then you have like your trash cans over here and like an old grill over here. It's not gonna look good, and it's gonna be a pain for us.
And that's where the photographers had the advantage, huh? Because they shoot just like that.
But it's just, people think like, it's a nice house. I'm sure, but it's not a curated house. You know what I mean? Like, it's rare.
I agree.
You don't want to be rude to people, but at the same time, like, I think I've only had 2 or 3 houses that are like, oh, it's a badass place. Like, it looks like a hotel. If you think that your house looks like a hotel, then cool, because like the hotels they're planned. They're very well planned. So like, things are in the right place. Lights coming in the right place. You don't have personal items everywhere. Hotels, we just shove everything in a closet, and we're ready to rock. That's number 2. And then 3, I always give them a sheet, like, with things to bring. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the boutonniere, the flowers, the shoes, like, put it all in one place. They don't always do it.
We do the same. We like to say the same thing too. Put everything in a box, or anything that, like, obviously rings, invitations, whatever you want shot, memorabilia, put it all in the box. Whatever you want shot, that's what we do. You know, that way you're not scrambling trying to get them, or because it happens all the time. The mornings, as you may know, already know, they're hectic. You know, they're hectic if they don't have all these things together.
And then when choosing videography, photography, always tell people, like, sometimes people might pick someone they know. The relationship's one thing, but also you got to like their style. Because if you don't like their style and you try to change it after the fact, you're kind of shit out of luck. Because you choose a Ferrari because you like a Ferrari. You choose a like a classic car because you like a classic car.
Yeah.
You can't get a classic car and make it go as fast as a Ferrari, or vice versa. You can't make a Ferrari look as classic as a classic car. The aesthetic's not the same.
Yeah.
So when you're getting a videographer and photographer, make sure you like their style.
Yeah.
Look at their stuff. Pricing, I get it. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you usually get what you paid for.
Yeah. No, I agree. And you bring a good point, because I see videographers that it's almost like the groom and bride tell them how to shoot their wedding, rather than like they're hiring you for your style. They're not hiring you so you can shoot it how they want it. They either pick your style. You can make some adjustments on little things if it's doable, but other than that, it's like they're hiring you for you. They shouldn't have to dictate how they want it shot or this, that. So I see it. Some guys, they one day they'll shoot their wedding video like the Office style. I don't know if you've been seeing it.
That's kind of
it's not my cup of tea. If that cup of tea, but if that works and that sells, that's totally fine. And other times they'll make like dramatic movie trailers, so like their style's all over the place. So it's almost, I'm thinking like, I'm assuming these clients kind of just tell them, hey, I want my wedding video to look like this. Can you do that? Rather than just sticking to one style, and what makes, because obviously you created a formula, right?
Yep.
I'm assuming the way you shoot, I created a formula. If they try to change it up, then it's like almost like I'm setting myself up to like might be a lot more work, it might be less, whatever it is, but I they brought a great point with that topic right there.
Yeah, and then you always got to kind of get a vibe from them too, because you're spending the whole day. I just posted this on Instagram today, but like someone's talking about, you're spending the whole day with these people. You got to kind of like them.
Yeah.
You got to have some kind of good relationship with them.
Yeah.
Because like I had a bride and groom where the photographer got sour on me, like all of a sudden got super sour with me. No idea why. I told Ernesto about this caper. You guys actually know this guy.
Yeah.
But anyway, because I saw him taking pictures with this guy. He's little Chapin, little guy.
Yeah.
Chapin.
Okay. Yeah. Well, and what
Did he
happened?
tell you the story?
No, he didn't tell me the story yet.
Okay, a lot of it's some assumptions, but we kind of connected the dots after the fact. So we shot a wedding at QC's in Montebello.
Yeah.
And the DJ brought his own videographer and photographer.
Oh, I see that all the time.
Yeah, but in my contract says I'm the only one. So I'm like, hey, dude, like it's in my contract. There's plenty of reasons. I don't want to have to get into it right now, but it's in my contract. So talk to the bride and groom. They had him leave. This guy's he's a great DJ. He's well dressed. He's got the vibe. Like I can't talk anything bad about him.
Yeah.
However, like, dude, stay in your lane.
Yeah.
Like, we already have a lot of people out here, a lot of personnel here.
Yeah.
So like, and then also like it dilutes your work. So that person, whoever's helping him with this stuff, oh yeah, I shot this wedding at this location. So it's like, no, dude, that's my client. Like, especially if you have a high-end client.
Yeah.
So you don't want that getting diluted.
Yeah.
So like that's a big reason why it's in my contract, because they put their stuff out saying like, oh, this is mine, and then you have the client sharing their stuff.
Yeah.
And then you lose out additional clients from that.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
I told them like, dude, sorry. So
yeah, that's a good point. I mean, like I experience it all the time. Most of the time, I don't have it in my contract. That is another good point of having that in there. But usually, if I see they have a videographer, I'll tell them, hey, this is where we're standing. You could stand on this side. Just don't go over there or that way, because you're gonna be in all our shots. So I'll be nice enough to that. But obviously, I totally get your point of doing the system that you do, and it does, having too many people. And then again, if all the guests are standing behind us and we're all like, you have a team of two, photography a team of two, and another guy from the DJ is like, we're all blocking the guests.
Yeah,
so
takes away from the vibe, takes away from like it just doesn't look right. Like, hey, you got a long lens, sit behind the DJ booth maybe.
Yeah.
But I have to be advised. It may make me seem like a dick kind of, but it's not. It's like I want them to have a good experience, but I also want to be able to use this for my marketing. It's part of it. Like,
yeah.
Well, anyway, that dude got pissed. I put my Rode my first Rode ones, the wireless mic. I put it on his mic, and he stuffed it somewhere, dude. Took it off, stuffed it somewhere. And I'm like, dude, that thing's never fallen off. It's still connected. It's still in the room. And then he's like, he's being an asshole about it. Like,
wow.
And I'm like, hey, dude, like, did you see this? He's like, it's my mic. I'm like, I know, I get that, but this was on your mic. Did you see it? He's like, why the fuck would I want? Like, he got pissed. I was like, all right, whatever. So I like snuck my recorder in the other, like, dude, I'm like, I obviously can't talk to this dude. So I put 2 recorders and 2 different speakers in case he unplugged another one. So we ended up getting it. I told the bride and groom, and then they're like, he was pissed. He was super sour with me. And then I looked on that photographer's page. We started, well, anyway, so fast forward a couple weeks later.
Wait, so there is an issue with the DJ and the photographer?
So that day's one day, right? I had that DJ issue, whatever. The photographer I was working with that day, great, cool. We worked together. We made it happen.
Yeah.
I rarely have problems with photographers. It's like extremely rare. But anyway, and I always eat crow. So if they're being kind of an asshole, I just okay, because it's not my wedding. I mean, we
don't want to ruin the vibe for the couple.
Exactly. So. Like, I don't want to ruin the wedding. I don't want to be the reason why they ruin the wedding.
Yeah.
So,
no. Then they're gonna remember you forever.
So I'll get back to that. I'm gonna come back to that. So fast forward like a month later, I talked to this photographer. Cool dude, like sharply dressed like Ernie. Like, he just reminded me of like he's like short little dude, but you could tell like he's doing all the tricks, like have the high crotch on the pants to make you look a little taller and stuff. But whatever. I mean, I was just like, all right, cool, man. He's got his little style going. And then I forgot why it came up that he had like some award or some shit, but I don't know, whatever. He did do some good work. I was like, all right, cool. And we're chatting and we're getting along, hitting it off. And then we get to the ceremony, and then all of a sudden the dude just gets sour. Like, he's like, cara de caca. Like, it's like, we'll do all the shoot separate shots separately. I'm like, well, dude, like, we're doing the same shots. Like, I'll just be over your shoulder, man. Like, don't worry. He's like, no, we'll just do it separate. And then the bride saw that, and I'm like, all right, cool, dude. Like,
that was his decision.
Yeah. And I was like, whatever you want. And I was still over his shoulder, just letting him direct, because I directed my shots, and I liked some of his, so I took some of his. I'm like, well, dude, you could have taken. We did the exact same thing right now.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? I didn't say that because I didn't want to make, I'm like, maybe it's me. But then my partner's like, dude, he's getting real sour. And we get to the venue, and he's being a jerk. Like, and the bride and groom told me, hey, what's up with him? Did you guys say anything? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I don't know. And like, I even like the day after I put out the Instagram cut, I sent him a message like, hey man, I don't know if I said anything that offended you.
Yeah. And
I look, I'm blocked. I'm like, what did I do, dude? Like,
oh damn.
Because I thought maybe I offended him. So then I saw he has another page, so I send the message, hey, it was really a pleasure working with you. Like, I'm sorry if I said something that offended you. Like, I have no filter. Forgive me. Like, it was just me being stupid. I'm sorry. And then he blocked me again.
Wow.
So like, my partner's looking through his page, and he's buddies with that DJ, and I'm like, that's got to be the only thing. I didn't do anything to him for him to be so pissed.
Yeah.
He's friends with the DJ. He probably like shared a video of me, and then the DJ said something.
Oh damn.
Because it was like maybe like 4 weeks, three or 4 weeks from in between, and I seen this bride and groom at like 3 other weddings, because they recommend me to a lot of their friends because they had a good experience with me. And they always bring up the photographer, that he was being such a jerk, and that he was like, oh man, bad attitude. And like, it's like, well,
yeah, no, I had some experiences that weren't too well like that, but I always try to not show it to the couple. It's almost like it's their day, like we shouldn't ruin it, But I had cases where I had Brian help me out on my events, and we had these prime lens shooters, and they were all over the place, and one of the assistants was getting behind the scenes with his phone, and we were there to get the main shots from the middle, and Brian was trying to get it, and this guy thought it was more important to get it with his phone, and he accidentally, tried to get into position, he accidentally bumped him, and the guy started cursing at him and stuff like that, and I approached him after him, hey, you don't speak to my guy like that, we're here to work, we're here for the bride. And after that, it kind of just turned a little bit sour, but I still kept it very professional, you know. The day went on, but I just like, you know what, I just gotta be careful the next time that I work with this photographer or things like that.
The 35 millimeter all day character.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, get out of here.
Yeah, it's trouble. 35, 85, you know, it's trouble.
Yeah, it's trouble.
I
for
mean, this is
sure.
not to scare couples that it's like this all the time. It's just sometimes it could be challenging with certain photographer and videography team. But, you know, I know couples, they get scared because they hear, oh, photo and video battles sometimes, but it's not always the case. It's just maybe like 5% or less of the time that these issues happen. As for myself.
Yeah, I mean, even the last wedding I finished the edit on, the photographer took the, like, I have my stuff set already. Like, I'm gonna do the details first, then do the interview, then, you know, get her dressed. She takes all the details and leaves and doesn't tell me. She leaves, doesn't even have her, not answering her phone. And I'm sitting there like, dude, I'm on a timeline. Like, we are on a timeline. It's a Catholic church. They're gonna start.
Yeah.
So I was actively pissed, and I'm like looking for her. I walked around with all my gear. I had my gimbal, and then I had my handheld rig, and I'm like running around the whole hotel. Like, I can't find them. And then I go back up. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna get what I can get. Like, she left a couple things behind. I'll you know, make it work. And then she comes back up. She's like, oh, there's my phone. I'm like, you know, there's more than one person working today. Like,
Yeah.
I was pretty upset. Like, and I was pissed the first hour or two, and I was just like, but it wasn't gonna, I'm not gonna make it affect the day. I'm not gonna make it like mess the vibe up.
Yeah.
Still gonna be happy, cheerful. I kind of goof around a lot, like try to get them to relax around me, basically.
Yeah.
So like, I break the ice with humor most of the time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's a good way. I always try to walk in there. Every time I see the couples, I always try to walk in there with a smile, saying hi to everyone, just kind of get a mood going, you know. I might not be the most outgoing person, but I at least try to set a good tone of mood where I'm approachable. You know, if the bridal party needs to approach me for anything or just to do anything to get them smiling, a reaction, things like that. So that's definitely a good way to start the wedding day.
Yeah, I do direct a lot though. Sometimes
Yeah,
photographers like pull
back. No, I think that's definitely something new going on right now with like videographers and cinematographers. We're directing a lot more than we did before. I mean, because cameras are smaller, we got more creative, so it's almost, I feel like some photographers are still not used to it. They think that, you know, we kind of just shoot off the side of them taking photos, and I don't like to. I like to be in the mix, directing my shots whenever I can. Some shots they work just fine with the photographer just shooting in from my angle, but overall I enjoy directing. I think that's what makes your work stand out, if you take the initiative to direct some of your shots, because they might look beautiful from the certain angles or whatever it is, that, or, you know, couples looking a certain way or standing, things like that. So
yeah, I've had times where I've directed and the photographer just shot on my shoulder and he's like, dude, I don't need to do it over again. I'm like, sweet.
Yeah. That works. You move on to the next thing even faster.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, you've been in the industry in this long, you know, for newbie videographers, cinematographers out there, if there's one thing they could do to kind of get their foot in the door and make their job easier, or kind of get a flow in their work, what would you kind of advise to them to kind of do or develop?
So don't do what I did. I kind of went in dry and I shot my first wedding not by myself, but yeah, it was by myself.
Yeah.
I didn't second shoot for anybody, so I didn't get to see what like other people had to offer.
Yeah.
I on my dead time, I'm watching videos. Just
that's what you okay.
My gear videos. I watch it, like, because I have a drive home, so I'll kind of listen to the gear stuff when I'm driving, see what other people have. Like, that's why I asked you a bunch of questions about your gear. I'm always curious because I love your work. Like, I saw your stuff,
you, bro.
And then when I can, I'll throw your name out there, especially if I'm not available.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
I mean, we just barely started building a relationship, so I admire your work too. So I mean, vice versa for that.
Yeah, dude. There's another guy, Labrada. You ever work with him?
Hey, Labra, yeah. He's been in the industry for a while too.
Yeah.
I know him too.
Yeah, he's cool. He's great. His stuff, honestly, and if he sees this, I'm not talking trash, but his stuff is getting good. It got good like this year, last year, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Because before I wasn't a fan. I'm like, dude, this guy has so much volume.
Yeah,
but now it's like looking good, dude. Like, it's looking real good.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, taking a little more time now, and he's
Yeah.
doing a couple more things.
Yeah.
Um, but if you're starting out, I honestly think you just got to start with your minimums. You know, get yourself a tripod, a monopod.
Yeah.
You need at least one light and audio, because
Yeah.
audio is important. People always forget
Yeah.
audio. Like, you just got to think of the three things you need. You need your camera, you need lighting, you need audio.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, you can technically do a video handheld. I've done a whole.
Yeah. With the cameras that you have nowadays, in-body stabilization, as long as it has in-body as long as it's maybe like a Sony. Obviously, I can't speak for other cameras because I only use Sony, but as long as it has in-body, you definitely handheld. I do it all the time. Some shots look more amazing handheld, or you just move a lot faster too.
Yeah, I've done in the past. I've done whole, like, I went to a friend's wedding out of state, and then he didn't have a videographer, and then he kind of like midway, he's like, hey, could you shoot something for me? I was like, I had my Mark III back then. It's like, all right. So I shot with it 720p, 60 frames, most of it. But it worked out because if you shoot slow-mo, it's a lot smoother. So I did the most of the day slow-mo, and I don't think I didn't have a tripod. You need to try at least one tripod.
Yeah.
Just to shoot like the ceremony portion.
Yeah, definitely.
But like,
now you get tired just holding the camera the whole time, or you might tilt it a little bit, and then you might miss an important shot.
Yeah, you can get a highlight, but I mean, honestly, you need at least two cameras at least.
Yeah, especially if you're giving a long video. I know I was giving this advice to my brother. He's a newbie for video, and he's like, oh, they just want a long video. I'm like, okay, shoot what you can for a long video. Take someone to help you out, but shoot a highlight because what do you want to sell? He's like, well, I want to sell a highlight. Well, shoot a highlight even though they're not paying you for a highlight. Shoot one, that way your next client, this is what I offer you for a highlight. So stuff like that too.
Yeah, that's what I don't take out is my Instagram cuts, the shortcuts.
Yeah,
that's not negotiable in my
the
packages.
Highlights.
Yeah, the 1 to 2 minute or whatever.
Yeah.
I always do it just because.
What do you call it? A highlight or a trailer?
I call it a teaser.
A teaser. Okay.
Yeah, so like the teaser cut, it's not negotiable. It has to stay in just because I use it for my marketing, and that's how I tell. Like sometimes they try to negotiate. Hey, we don't think we want this. It's like, well, that's my marketing. It's part of my part of my structure.
I agree. Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, that's what in reality that's what gets us more clients is to highlight. Mm-hmm. Most of my clients, they all want highlights. So I know I have one package that has the longer video. I have a very structured way of shooting it that works for me, and then I have like a teaser just to give them a little bit of both worlds, and then my other ones, it's a longer. I call it a film, a highlight film, and so I guess it's just a matter of creating a system that works. I created a system that works for me, and I think it's just a matter of finding just that.
What's your average film length?
My highlight film is 5 minutes. And then I give them a longer version video, which is more structured. You get your ceremony, all the important stuff, kind of like how we were talking earlier. Cut all the trash, or what do you call it?
Bullshit.
Cut all the bullshit. Cut all the bullshit. They get the first dance from 2 to 3 camera angle, parents dance, all that, and they get a little bit of dancing and basically that's kind of how it sums it up. It's an easy system. Dancing, I won't shoot 2 cameras. One guy, we take turns shooting the camera and shooting the dancing, maybe 2 to 3 segment clips, and we just keep it like that because the issue that I had in the past that I do it like this is that when you shoot 2 cameras of the dancing, unless you could synchronize it every single time, the cup would, if you don't pay attention that there's 2 clips of the same song or same dancing, you get couples to be like, well, it's just you put that clip, but it's you put the clip at a later time, and it's like, oh, it's the same song, it's the same people dancing. So it's almost like I just like, okay, let me avoid all that.
Never had that. Never had anyone say that. It's weird.
I had it one time, and all it took is one time.
That one client.
I think they were just trying to complain about everything, bro. But obviously, just off that one time, I'm like, you know what? It's almost like you have one bad thing that a client says, and it's like, oh, well, I don't want to go through that again. So what can I do to avoid that issue? So, I mean, I go base every time, every weddings, we try to shoot it as best as possible. And 98% of the time, they're all great. It's just those few times that maybe there's 1 or 2 things that we could have done better or we could eventually do better. So
Yeah, no, I get it. Like that's how you learn.
yeah,
That's why you hire someone that has some time on, because
yeah,
they learn. Like
yeah.
training experience is a big deal.
Oh yeah, no, the experience.
Yeah.
I tell my brother this. You know, I'm training him a lot right now, and he's like, "Oh, I'm ready to shoot a wedding." Like he's been with me like 3 or 4 times. I'm like, not the thing is that you need experience, because not every wedding's the same. It's like one wedding the lighting's different. One wedding, something new happens. Like the officiant could be doing something unusual that others 90% of them don't do. You know, so every wedding has something new to encounter, and it's almost like you gotta have a quick solution for whatever it is that happens at that moment.
Yeah. That's one thing that I have not done, is like actually talk to the officiant a little more to see what they're gonna do, because they do weird stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
I've honestly, the way I have things set up, almost anything they can throw at me, because I already have enough. We take care of most of that in the front end.
Yeah.
Like with giving them like the pre-wedding call, just to make sure everything's in order. Go through the itinerary, make sure everything's in order.
Yeah.
Then usually nothing pops up that I can't handle. Sometimes you have random stuff, but like,
yeah.
Or they'll have like, oh, we're doing this cool special dance. I'm like, all right, sweet. What do you expect from me? Like, because I can do some clips, but like unless I have more staff, like I can't.
Oh yeah, for like say like they want like the full version of that. Yeah. So I know that's a great way of doing it. That would be an ideal way that I would love doing it. It's almost like sell them a whatever 5 to 15 minute film, and then like okay, what's important to you? Do you want just the full dance? Okay, we'll get you full dance. That's a fee. You want this? That's another fee, or maybe so. Yeah, that's a cool way of seeing like what they actually value.
Yeah, I honestly I like when clients are straight up with me. Like, this is what I want, and then I tell them, I'm always straight up with them. This is what I can give you. Let's see, our structures are different. So like, my highlights are no longer than 2 minutes. They're like 1 to 2 minutes, because those I can knock out in like 2 hours now. Because an hour sometimes if if we go somewhere far, I'll have my partner drive and I'll edit on the way home.
Yeah. Oh no, I can't. I get dizzy, man. I wish on the plane, like I've done a destination event, and I whip out my laptop and I try to edit, and I'm easily motion sick. So on boats, on planes is like, I'm a little bit better now with planes. I don't, unless the plane's like turbulence or something, I'm fine. But it's just like I take a book, I try to read a book, but man, I have just the issue with planes, man. I wish, if not, I'd be killing it. You're in a
you're dead time.
Sometimes you're in a plane for 5 hours. It's like, man, all I could do is watch movies.
Maybe sleep
or make notes. Sometimes I'll spend some time making notes, creating, just like I've done for this podcast, here and there when I have a chance, start making notes for the future podcast that I'm going to be doing, or deciding to work with, so.
Have you done what's it called, sorry, I just brain farted. Ya se me fue.
Done what?
It came out, dude. I just brain farted, dude, big time.
Yeah. No.
Too much booze.
Yeah, you drink. I see like smoking cigars and tequila, bourbon, or like whiskey. You're more tequila or whiskey?
Everything, dude. Everything. I like tequila. I like good tequilas. I have a lot of bourbons. Yeah. I'm in a whiskey club.
Oh, okay.
But I'm starting to get a little more into tequilas. The thing is, like, a lot of them they're doctored. You can put like oak flavor, too much sugar, like just different things that they mess with it. Like, if the flavor's there, it should be there naturally.
Yeah.
I make cocktails.
Additives.
The additives. There you go. The additives. I think there's like 7 additives they can add to tequila. I forget what it was. I was just watching a video on it. But there's a lot of good ones that you can get without additives, additive free.
Yeah. It's just, touching a little bit on it. I know I guess they just add them just because tequila could sometimes be a little bit harsh, and for the newbies that don't really drink tequila, it's almost like they want to make it welcoming, so they kind of add all that crap.
Well, there's that, and then like if you age the tequila in a barrel, it's gonna get the barrel flavor. Like, they'll put fake oak flavor in there to make it seem like it's been oaked longer.
Oh, damn. So that sucks if they do that, and it just takes away from the full experience, right?
Yeah, and it's like additives, you never know what kind of weird chemical, like, you're already kind of poisoning yourself. Let's just take all the other weird chemicals out.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so trying to think of anything else that we could give information out there for. And
For clients, you know what? Like I touched on it before. Just always talk to your videographer, photographer, and don't forget that video is important because people usually get us in the back end a lot of times.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
we're almost the last vendors. I get it. You know, I like this past year. You know, a lot of my bookings, they didn't happen until like mid years. Like I start maybe with 15, and then all of a sudden, bam, like 15 in 1 month.
Yeah.
So it's almost like people like wait last minute for video. We're like on the back end, like you just said.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's almost like a luxury if you decide a video, but it actually should be like up there, you know, because it's a different experience remembering it from photos.
Yeah. Well, that's why when I did it, that's when I did mine last minute too. When I got married, I've been married 12 years.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was better. I liked it better than my photos, and that's kind of one of the reasons I got into it. It's because I liked it so much.
Yeah.
And Michael did a great job. He's a talented guy, really talented guy.
Yeah.
I always tell him whenever I see him, like, hey, dude, you got me started in this crap.
Is he still in the industry?
Yeah. It's Nest Weddings now.
Oh, Nest Weddings. Okay.
He rebranded. I think I'm gonna try to rebrand, take my name out of it, kind of just do something with, so I can start hiring more people, doing it less.
Yeah.
But it's about training the people and getting them out there.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I feel like you gotta train more younger. I mean, my experience, the younger ones, you know, they're eager to learn, hungry to learn. A lot of the older guys, they have bad habits already.
Mhm.
Guys like my age, a lot of them got bad habits. I've dealt with a lot of training, and you know, maybe I need a better training method. Maybe it's something that I could learn in the sense of, you know, if it is that training people my age. But I know that for me, it's just been easier with the younger crowd. Easier to mold, easier to teach. So
Yeah, they'll listen.
yeah. Listen, a lot of the guys,
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it's almost like you like to train someone that listens to everything that, you know, tell them, hey, like, this is what I bought, this is what I did, this is how you can help yourself, you know, grow as well. And some of them is like, well, why this, why that? They just question everything. It's like, oh,
Why are you here?
Yeah.
Why are you here then?
Yeah. So,
Yeah. Well, one last tip I would say for any bride or groom that's looking for video or photo. For video, make sure you look at their full videos. Make sure you're happy with their full final product.
Yeah.
Watch more than one, because sometimes they'll have some. I mean, some people show everything. Like on my page, I basically have every video I shot on my page. So there's hundreds on there. But other people have some to show you. Make sure you sit there and watch a few, and then you can ask them, hey, do you have links to some of your videos?
yeah, the longer ones. That's how I have it too. You know,
Yeah.
I have try to put all the little ones that I like on there, and if they have any questions for longer ones, then I gladly send it to them.
I don't even have a website. I need to do that too.
I'm trying to upgrade mine, man.
Yeah.
It's just like just self-employed. I mean, you're even busier than I am in a sense because you have two jobs and the kids and all that. But me, like, I'm already busy myself, and just trying to upgrade my website is almost like I just need to get one of my assistants or someone to help me out. Just like, hey, tell them this is how I want it, and these are the photos, and just have it get it done for me, you know, because it's a lot of work for a website too.
Dude, like my wife is on my ass right now for like, hey, the sprinklers aren't working. I'm like, you know, I have 2 jobs and we have these kids and we do things with them. What point? Like, I'll hire someone. Like, I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
Like, I literally don't. Like today, like I said, I was getting a side eye as I was driving away.
Yeah.
It's hard to do anything for yourself. Like,
Yeah, no, I agree that you, at some point, you got to just kind of, some of that little stuff, you just got to have someone help you out with it or delegate it somewhere else or things like that.
I look at it this way. I can make this much money doing a video. Why not pay them? I'm going to do the same. I'm going to take twice as long doing that work for half the price. So might as well pay them the $2,000, $3,000, whatever it's going to cost, because that's like 2-3 days of work for me. So I can just, fine, it works out.
No, I have a setup like that too, that where some parts of my editing, I don't do it all. I have someone that helps me out, you know, out of the country, and they help me out with certain parts to make my job easier, because if I did it all, I think that's the problem with a lot of videographers.
I do it all.
Is that, well, I mean, you're gonna want to figure a system out. I figured it out and it worked for me for what I do, and is eventually you're just gonna want to delegate the work to someone else. And once you find that someone, which is that's the hardest part, is finding someone. And when you do, it's like okay, you do all this part, and then you polish it up, because obviously you have to maintain the quality. Obviously,
Yeah.
sometimes having someone else edit the whole thing might not be to the standard that where you're at.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at, where someone can't really do it the way I do. So there, I still have to come in and edit.
You do
Polish
the final finesse, right?
Yeah.
Little finesse at the end.
I gotta polish it up,
Yeah.
make it make it look nice, story tell it. But all the clips are there. It's basically, I always like to use this example like a puzzle, like from scratch. Like the puzzle pieces. I have someone mix the puzzle, I go shoot it here, put it together, have all the puzzle pieces together. Now I put the puzzle pieces in the sense of together, and then obviously
You do the final pieces.
Yeah.
You put in the final pieces.
yeah. So basically that's kind of how I define that.
Yeah.
Well, I think that kind of sums it up for today, Joey.
All right.
I mean, maybe eventually if we have more topics with video, I'm sure everything, things will come up, and
Yeah,
I'll
man.
invite you over and then have a second talk. And I'm going to get some more people in here. I'm going to get some photographers, event planners, things like that,
Cool.
kind of get throw out some information out there regarding, anything in the wedding event industry. So
Cool. So can I throw out my my 2 pages?
yeah, of course. Go for
So
it.
I got one. My wedding one is Joel M Films. So Joel M Films, and then I have one that I have kind of a passion project for my department.
Yeah.
It's South LA Cops.
Okay.
That's just all police work, but it's shot in very
Yeah.
cinematic. It's only photos, mostly photos.
Okay. Yeah, no. Well, check out Joey. I think he's amazing videographer, cinematographer in the industry
Thank
like
you.
myself. So definitely look forward to, having some more conversations and just growing together, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thanks for
Thank
inviting me, dude.
Thank you, bro.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, it was, but
It worked. All right.